When you think about a great manga or anime, what name comes to mind first? Maybe Naruto, One Piece, maybe even My Hero Academia. These are series that have dominated mainstream anime culture for years, and for good reason. But today, I want to talk about a story that deserves way more recognition than it gets. A series that has consistently delivered high quality storytelling, incredible character arcs, and one of the most immersive war narratives in manga history. But before I break down why the series is so underrated and why more people should be talking about it, consider liking this video and subscribing for more Kingdom related content. So, what is Kingdom? Kingdom is a historical war manga set during the Warring States period of China, a chaotic era defined by political assassinations, massive battles, and the dream of unification. The story starts with two orphan boys, Shin and Hyo, training every day to become the greatest generals under the heavens. They've lost everything to war, but their ambition hasn't wavered. One day, a high-ranking minister notices their talent and takes Hyo to the royal court. For Shin, this seems like the start of a better life for his best friend. But the next time he sees Hyo, he's bleeding out in front of him, barely alive. With his final words, Hyo gives Shin a mission, one that leads him to a young exiled king named Ace. Together, these two begin an alliance that will shape the future of China. One fights to unify the land, the other fights to rise through the ranks and become a legendary general. It's a classic underdog story, but set against the backdrop of real-world history, with actual historical figures and events as the foundation. Now, despite all of that, Kingdom is still underrated, especially in the West. Let's break down why that is, and why none of these reasons really hold up. Season 1 and parts of Season 2 leaned heavily on CGI, and not the clean Demon Slayer style CGI. No, this was early 2010s, we didn't have the budget and we knew it, CGI. It's kind of off-putting, there's no sugarcoating it, especially if you're used to fluid animation and clean art style. But, and this is important, if you can look past that, the core story is still incredibly strong. The OSTs are atmospheric and intense, the voice acting is solid and the plot doesn't slow down. And from Season 3 onward, the animation gets a serious upgrade. The CGI is almost entirely gone, and the fight choreography improves a lot. So, if animation quality is your biggest hurdle, I'd say push through, because the payoff is absolutely there. This one's just unfortunate. Despite being a top-selling manga in Japan for over a decade, Kingdom still doesn't have an official English release. That alone makes it a lot less accessible for a Western audience. But here's the silver lining. Fan translations do exist, and honestly, many of them are surprisingly well done. The art and paneling in the manga are top tier. There are panels in Kingdom that could be framed and hung up on a wall. And if you're into strategic battles, large-scale warfare, and well-drawn action scenes, it delivers, consistently. This is one of the more unique points about Kingdom. Because it's rooted in real history, you can look up what happens to some of the characters. But to me, that actually adds depth, not detraction. Knowing that some of these people, Ace, Oki, Riboke, actually existed, makes every moment in the story feel more grounded, more intense. The stakes aren't just fictional, they're historical. Yes, you might run into spoilers if you go too deep on Wikipedia. But even if you know what happens, you still won't know how it happens. And that's where Kingdom shines. Kingdom has over 840 chapters, and it's still going. And yeah, that might seem intimidating, but let's be honest. If you've read One Piece or Naruto, you've already proven that your attention span is stronger than 90% of your friends. And just like One Piece and Naruto, Kingdom has a headstrong protagonist at its core. Shin is brash, determined, and absolutely locked in on his dream of becoming the greatest general under the heavens. He's cut from the same cloth as Luffy and Naruto, driven by sheer willpower and loyalty, with that never give up energy that defines the best shonen leads. So if you like following a character from the dirt all the way to greatness, Shin's journey will scratch that itch. Long? Yeah. Worth it? Absolutely. So yeah, Kingdom isn't perfect. It had a rough start in the anime. It lacks an official English manga release. And it does ask for your time. But in return, it gives you some of the richest character arcs, the most intense political and military storylines, and one of the best depictions of ambition in all of manga. If you haven't given Kingdom a chance yet, now's the time. And if you already have, drop a comment and let me know what arc or moment sealed it for you. Thanks for watching, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll see you in the next one.